They thought the war would be won in the West. But in the dense, whispering forests of East Prussia, fate had other plans. As the sun rose over the bloodied soil, two empires clashed in a deadly ballet that would change the Eastern Front forever. In late August 1914, as the world was still reeling from the outbreak of the First World War, the Eastern Front saw its first major confrontation. The Battle of Tannenberg was not just a military engagement, it was a brutal reckoning. Germany, still focused on its Western campaign against France, faced a sudden threat from the east. Russia, aiming to support its French allies, advanced into East Prussia with two massive armies. The First Army under General Rennenkampf and the Second Army led by General Samsonov. Their goal was clear: invade and crush German resistance swiftly. But Germany was not unprepared. Commanders Paul von Hindenburg and Erich Ludendorff were brought in to handle the crisis. With precision, they assessed the disjointed Russian movements. The two Russian armies, advancing separately and failing to coordinate effectively, presented an opportunity that the Germans could not ignore. Using intercepted Russian communications, the Germans learned that Rennenkampf and Samsonov had no effective communication and were advancing along divergent paths. This critical flaw set the stage for an ambush. While Rennenkampf's First Army lingered to the north, Samsonov's Second Army moved deeper into East Prussia, unaware of the trap being set. The Germans, despite being outnumbered, rapidly shifted their troops by rail, concentrating their forces against Samsonov. From August 26th to August 30th, 1914, the German Eighth Army encircled Samsonov's forces near the village of Tannenberg. The terrain, a mixture of forests and lakes, favored the defenders. German troops used these natural obstacles to cut off Russian escape routes. What followed was a devastating defeat for Russia. Surrounded and overwhelmed, Russian soldiers were slaughtered or captured in massive numbers. Over 90,000 Russian troops were taken prisoner. Tens of thousands were killed. General Samsonov, unable to bear the disgrace, took his own life in the forest on August 30th. The scale of the Russian defeat stunned the world. For Germany, the battle was a spectacular victory. Hindenburg and Ludendorff emerged as national heroes, their reputations cemented overnight. For Russia, it was a humiliation that exposed the weaknesses of their command structure, communication, and logistics. Strategically, Tannenberg had limited impact on the broader war. It didn't knock Russia out or shift the balance decisively. But psychologically, it was colossal. It emboldened German forces on the Eastern Front and sowed doubt and despair among Russian ranks. The irony of the battle's name wasn't lost on historians. Tannenberg was chosen symbolically, near the site where medieval German forces had once been crushed by Slavs and Lithuanians in 1410. In naming their triumph Tannenberg, the Germans believed they were avenging that ancient defeat. Yet behind the pride and propaganda lay a brutal truth. The Battle of Tannenberg wasn't just a victory, it was a massacre, a display of how modern warfare, fueled by intelligence and ruthlessness, could annihilate even the mightiest of armies. And as the smoke cleared from the forests of East Prussia, one thing became terrifyingly clear. The Eastern Front would be no less bloody than the trenches of the West. Tannenberg showed that war is not just about strength, but a test of strategy and courage. This battle revealed the true harshness and pain of the Eastern Front. It was a victory for Germany, but a harsh lesson for Russia, whose memories will always remind us of the true cost of war. Ultimately, Tannenberg changed the course of World War I forever. History is full of shadows, secrets, and forgotten voices, and we're here to bring them back to life. If this story moved you, imagine what else waits to be uncovered. From ancient fortresses to whispered legends, each tale holds power. So if you crave more journeys into the mysterious and the true, don't forget to like this video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and most importantly, subscribe, because some stories deserve to be told. again.